Good evening. I agree with much of what has been said, but I want to be very succinct. First of all, I think the way we think about it is that this is more of a human development crisis for people of color than it is a real estate crisis. There was an intention to make this a global city, to make it attractive to investors all over the world. That was very intentional. And it's not just Brooklyn, it's the whole city. We're seeing real estate prices in Manhattan that are phenomenal, hundreds of millions of dollars. And so that's impacting everybody in the city. We're more vulnerable because of distresses and indicators of distress that have been existing for the last 50 years. These things are being maybe made more apparent and more painful because of what's happening in the real estate market. We're not competing, and it's not all our fault, but we're not competing in a way economically, whether it's MWBE or any other way, whether it's the high-tech jobs that are coming to the city. We're disproportionately underrepresented, and that has consequences. What I'm particularly concerned about is whether we are reimagining Bedford-Stuyvesant in a way that accommodates us. There is a sense sometimes that we want Bedford-Stuyvesant to be the way it was 40 or 50 years ago. And what we have to understand, when Bedford-Stuyvesant was designed, it was designed to be an upper-income community. We have to think about that. There are consequences for Bedford-Stuyvesant being a predominantly low-density community. Most low-density communities in the United States, especially in New York City, are very expensive. Very expensive. That's a function of the fact that if fewer people live on the land, it's going to be more expensive. Sometimes we have negative reaction to density, but that may be the only way that we get to keep a substantial number of our people in the community. I'm just going to put that out there. What is more important, the aesthetic quality of the community, the way it looks, or whether we get to stay there? And that's a difficult balance for us and for everybody. But I think it's one of the things that we really have to think about.